Hey, welcome to another episode of Legion Elite Motorsports. I'm your host, Isaiah. And today we are going to install some super limited edition gauges. So let's dive in and see what that is about. Okay, we are going to start here with some ultra rare equipment. I don't know if you're ready. Here it goes. Oh God. So, we're going to be installing these gauges, okay? So we got white faced on everything except the aftermarket boost gauge in the middle. And we're going to be covering how to on that also, just so you guys know. We're gonna cover it again. I actually did cover it on a previous yellow conquest. So, pretty much go over it again. Let the new guys get a chance to see, you know? So, before we install this, we're going to take a look at it. I'm gonna show you guys how to properly remove the gauge cluster top piece and plugs and all of that other good stuff. So, let's go to the back before we dive into these cards. So, on the back, you have to, and again, I didn't do this one. This one was actually already like this. So you want to dodge these here copper leads, okay? So these are supposed to be pretty much dead. You want to make sure the ones that you do need, that do have ground and power and all of that, to be connected. So they kind of mess this up because that goes right down here to that one. So if that was an important light, you wouldn't have it because it's disconnected. So on this side, same deal. And basically what you're doing, a lot of people use a drill bit, stuff like that. I actually use a soldering iron. So you can melt, you know, everything symmetrically and then take it out to where you need it to be. And then you're able to slide the gauge in. So if you follow each one of these leads, you'll see which ones have power and which ones don't. Power and ground, I should say. So, in this area is pretty much a free-for-all zone, pretty much. So this one needs to stay alive because that one is connected. And same deal for this one. Okay, which I believe, let's see, following that lead up here, over the top. Ooh, barely connected. Hopefully it works. But yeah, so after that, you just put the studs through and bolt it down. So it ends up looking like this. So not all gauges fit. One of the problems that you'll probably run into, depending on what type of gauge you get, is that the glass outside here, when you bolt it back on, is touching the gauge and it ends up cracking, just like that one there. And you may get lucky, sometimes you may not. So I don't know what the best way to measure the gauge before you buy it, but you might want to measure the gauge before you buy it. So anyway, so changing the cards to these super limited edition pieces here is as simple as these tiny screws on the inside. So now we're gonna move into the inside of the car to disassemble the original one. So we're gonna take a look at that and talk about the original gauge that it comes with. These are the factory gauges, black and orange, which is actually a common color combo for the 80s, but the boost gauge in the middle on this one is electronic. So if you don't have your mass airflow sensor, this gauge will not work unless you rig it otherwise, you know. So again, to remove it, you take the two screws out in the middle, start ripping out the guts out of the middle of the instrument panel and kind of take it from there. We're not going to do that to this one because we're replacing it. So now we're going to begin taking off the bolts. So first thing first, we're going to want to get a Phillips screwdriver. Then we're going to want to go into this hole here and same hole on the opposing side, and screw here, right, and screw here. That should take off the top piece. So we're going to take that off and take it from there. Okay, so once those screws are removed, you're going to tilt it towards you very gently. Remember, this car is 30 plus years old. Any and everything could break at this point. So I'm just gonna wanna pull it towards you. You're gonna hear it talk a little bit, which is fine. See, I'm gonna lift it up. Slide it forward and lift it up. All right, easy, easy. Definitely a two-hand job, but looking good. Okay, so, all right, so we pull this up, right? Now, this side and this side have plugs to each connector here. So, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna reach behind here, tilt it, oh, easy, easy, all right? Reach behind here and pull the plug up so you can disconnect it. That's this side. All right, easy. Alrighty, this one's a little bigger. Okay. I tucked that in there pretty good. All right. But plug is way down there. Ain't supposed to be down there, but it's okay. We're gonna get her done anyway. So you're gonna unplug those two plugs. I'm pretty sure yours won't be in that weird position. And then I'm gonna show you what to do next. Okay, so once you get your cover off, you're going to find a screw in here and in here, and then you're going to find a socket bit here. I'm going to actually label what size it is right here, like right there. And then after you take that one off there, this one off over here, you can begin to lift up and pull forward. See, 1, 2, right? So now, with it up and forward, you can start unplugging the plugs to the gauges. So there's a series of gauges, actually. So there are 2 plugs and 1 speedometer cable. So, in order to get those plugs off, you're going to want to take and unplug this one and that one, 2 plugs, and then on the back, you're going to have to use your fingers to get loose the speedometer cable. So let me show you that. So, here we go. We can see a little bit better. So you see the blue tab right here. Sorry about the glare. Let's try that. Blue tab. You're gonna squeeze that and pull towards the engine. Okay. And there you have it. She is out. So you're going to want to do the exact same thing to this one, but in reverse. So you're going to have to plug in the blue tab, plug in the 2 plugs, right there. Plug in all of the goodies, and then you'll be able to test it out and make sure it's working properly. So yeah, that is how you get it done. So now I'm going to show you the gauges all installed in its glory, and we'll take a look at it. Also, can't forget, if you have this style of boost gauge and you need the wiring and, you know, the little O-ring and the lock washer and whatnot, you can go to AutoZone and get this kit here. Comes with everything you need. So now let's install it. And boom, there you have it. It is installed nice and tight and looking good. So definitely, if you have any questions, definitely feel free to ask in the comments. This is actually amazing that the mileage is so close to the other one. That's very rare. So yeah, besides that, the boost gauge vacuum line, I pulled it from up under the dash and I wrapped it around the steering wheel for right now. I'm going to connect that to the boost controller since that's already in the car. Makes things simple. So that gauge will work 100%. Actually, no, that's probably a terrible idea. I'll probably connect it directly to the intake manifold. That will be even better. And with that being said, we're going to call it an episode right there. And again, if this is the type of things you like to watch, make sure you subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and hit that bell icon for updated notifications. And I'll see you next episode. And remember, knowledge is power. See you next time.